All right, y'all, we are live on this beautiful Monday afternoon. God bless everybody in the name of Jesus, Yeshua, the Messiah. Even if you are not religious, I pray you and your family are super blessed. Guys, as the title of the video says, it's about to get crazy. All right, it is about to get crazy, man. And I'll tell you why. All right, this dump, this wick, this move, this thing that we've had here on Friday, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, guys, I am more excited than the time me and Carl from the Moon drove to McDonald's in his Maserati to purchase a Big Mac meal. I'm feeling like this right now, guys. I am feeling like this, if you know what I mean. All right? It's just the kind of vibe you got to get where you stand on the treadmill and scream into a plunger. Because here's the deal right now, as we can see from the chart. This is crazy, man. We are about to either see a massive pump to an all-time high that is going to melt faces, or we are about to see a massive dump that is going to catch everybody off guard and absolutely wreck everybody, and we're going to head into a bear market. This is the moment of decision, and I really mean that, because we are seeing insane things on the chart. Insane things on the chart. Insane signals. Extremely bearish signals that we haven't seen ever this whole bull run. But we're also seeing maybe a silver lining on that. With this big wick to the downside, a strong close above back in the range, and potentially massively bullish divergences on the chart. All right? And it's pretty crazy, man. It's pretty insane. Now, we know there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. The whole tariff thing with Trump and all this. Facilitating the dump, maybe. Facilitating the dump, maybe. And speaking of Trump, make sure to subscribe to the dang channel, guys. Make sure to subscribe.
Make sure to like and subscribe to Jason Casper. He's the best YouTube trader in the world. He's getting huge. Shout out.
You heard it here first, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe to Jason Casper. He's getting a huge. Silver is the lining, says Joe Potter. Shout out to Joe Potter. We got to give a major shout out to everybody in the chat right now. First of all, shout out to Fred Sloan. Shout out to Tommy Stevens. Shout out to Joe Potter. Shout out to JB Estrada. Shout out to Gary Gensler. He says, Uptober, up over. Uptober. Uptober. Shout out to Neon Jonah. Shout out to Lightbot. Carl lost 7 million, Jay. I feel like that's not very much for Carl. You know, it's all relative, guys. It's all relative. All right. How much TP on the lowest? How much you TP on the lowest? I didn't TP that much on the lowest. I think my last TP here was on 108, honestly. But yeah, look, this trade here, guys, we are up 20,000 US. 20,000 US from the setup given in the Casper Crew VIP Discord in advance from the trade that I told everybody I was shorting. All right. So if you're in the Casper Crew, we all shorted the exact high of the move, baby. All right. Shout out to the Casper Crew at jasoncaspertrading.com. Also, guys, please, if you want to win $250, retweet this stream. All right. We're trying to get 100 retweets. We've got 41. We're almost halfway there. Also, if we can get 1,000 likes on the video, we'll give away $1,000. Also, guys, we're going to be giving away eggs and a whole bunch of cool prizes, man. This is the channel where we just give it away all day, baby. We be giving it away all day, baby. Oh, my goodness. Now, let's talk about... We got to talk about the chart. Shout out to Magamax Cherry. Shout out to Raphael Ilagan. 51 bear weeks, 151 bull week cycle every time. Try to check. Yeah, man. And we're getting right into that time. Major shout out to Crypto Clown World. And shout out to Beg Coins. The whale shorter is shorting again from 115. Really? Yeah, there was a whale who like shorted, people thinking it's inside trading, like a minute before Trump tweeted from his Truth Social account that he's canceling the meeting with XI. Shady stuff afoot, right? That is pretty shady stuff afoot. You know, entering millions and millions. Didn't he make like $100-something million in 30 minutes? That whale? Seems a little inside tradering to me. But you know what? Us minnows out here are making $20,000 over the course of a week. So, you know, I'll take 20K in a week, man. I'll take 20K in a week. All right, I'll take it. I will take it. Let's close this out. Let's close this out, man. maybe we should keep it open, you know? Guys, what do you think? You know, I gotta work on my thumbnails for next time, right? Guys, have any ideas? Should I post the upside down picture this time? Ooh, look at that. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty cool. Lots of different things to select from. You know, maybe we'll put a little Pikachu hat in here. You know, get a little Pikachu hat, a little blue and purple eyes going. You guys let me know what you think in the chat, man. Maybe this should be my exact thumbnail right here. All right? Maybe this should be my exact thumbnail right here. All right? This should be my next thumbnail right here. Let me know. Let me know in the chat, okay? Now, here's the thing, guys. You know, when we got the dump, I also had to FOMO into a long trade, right? I told you guys about this yesterday. We FOMO'd into a long on Bybit. I literally, guys, have not traded on Bybit in a very long time. When we came down to this low, and I entered into my now is now or never to long Bitcoin. I mean, as soon as we lost 107, I'm like, I got along. Couldn't long on BLOFIN. Couldn't long on KCEX. Couldn't long on WEEX because the network was down. I had to log into Bybit. I had to transfer money into my futures account. And then I had to take the trade. It took me so long. It felt like an eternity. But look at my entry. This was a market order. I'm not even kidding. It looks like a limit order. I set a limit here. This was a market order, man. And we are up right now. Over 10 grand, baby. All right. So I'd say the dump's been pretty good for your boy. The dump has been pretty good for your boy. Make sure to smash up the likes, baby. Make sure to smash up the likes. All right, who wouldn't like this kind of content right here? Honestly, this is the best content I've ever seen in my day. That's for sure. By the way, guys, I have to remind everybody that KCEX has literally the best deal on fees. Plus, they're giving away a $21,000 bonus. It's a great deal. I love KCEX, my favorite exchange. Besides, during this capitulation week, I couldn't trade. Other than that, I have had no issues filling up to $2 million orders, market order with no slippage. It's a great exchange. Very, very low fees. All right. Also, BLOFIN. Got to give a major shout to BLOFIN as well. All right. I'm trading on BLOFIN in WEEX as well. So, let's take a look at this, all right? Let's just take a look at this. In general, like I said, there's two ways to look at this. All right, there is two ways to look at this. Way number one is the bearish way. Because if we take a look at the 2-day time frame, we can see that this time we have had some very, I don't quite know how to say it, but as we come up higher and higher, we're struggling. After the breakout, right? We had this massive range going all the way back to last year. The breakout has been a real struggle. We've never seen a breakout of a range struggle like this through the entirety of the bull run. Okay, every single time we break out of the range, like we did right here, there was no question. There was no question. Straight up, baby. All right, the time before that, we broke out of the range. This is the ETF range, right? ETF announcement, 25% drop. Boom, we break out. There's no question. There's no question. Time before that, going back to the fall of 2023, we had the summer range. As soon as we break out, guys, there's no question. There's no question. There's no question, right? The time before that, we had that bear market bottom range, lowest volatility in Bitcoin history. There's no question. We break out, okay? Maybe you consider this also. There's no question, okay? This time, there's question. We break out, we back test, all right, after a double top with bearish divergence. Then we make a higher high. You would expect follow through from this, but for the second time, we basically get a chicken's drinking water pattern. A chicken's drinking water pattern. What is a chicken's drinking water pattern, you ask? I'm glad you asked. All right, chicken's drinking water pattern is where the price makes a high, and then we just quickly wick that high out, and then boom, we come right back down. Similarly to the way a chicken drinks water. If you ever watch a chicken drink water, she takes her beak, she sticks it into the water. You think for sure that chicken's gonna drown. You think for sure I mean, if we flip the chart upside down, for example, right? Chicken sticks her beak down into the water. You think for sure that chicken's gonna drown. But then she takes her head out and laps up the water, all right? In fact, we could even, chickens drinking water. One of my favorite videos on all YouTube is this. Look at how, like, watch the chicken here. You can see her head is in the water. For sure she's gonna drown, right? No. Aw, I love chickens. Aw, what a cutie. I just wanna scratch those under jiggles. You know how chickens have those under jiggles? Man, chickens do my heart good. You know what I'm saying? So we had the chickens drinking water pattern twice here. And we have really, I mean, there's two ways to look at this. Right now, we're just taking a look at the bearish way, then we're going to look at the bullish way. The bearish way is on our 2-day chart as we came up and we made the higher high and the chickens drank market cipher B. The 2-day money flow is getting lower. The 2-day momentum waves are getting lower, giving us the dreaded upside down Sam Bankman-Fried bamboo pattern. And as we know, last bear market, this was a pattern that really pushed the price down. As the price is getting higher and higher and higher to key resistance, Sam Bankman-Fried's man boobs are getting lower and lower and lower and lower. Why? Well, we don't know why. We think it's from the methamphetamines in the Bahamas. Gave him a lot of energy. He was tweaking out all the time, but he couldn't pace back and forth. Right? Normal tweakers on meth, they're pacing back and forth. The neighbors are out there trying to break into my house because I'm paranoid, right? Sam Bankman-Fried had to sit in front of the computer all day. So to get the energy out, he would do decline dumbbell bench press on the left side only, building up really the lower left chesticle. But the right side, he was using the mouse to click, 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 and steal all your money. So the left side stayed small. This is actually what led to the Bitcoin collapse. Sam Bankman-Fried, the CEO of Bitcoin, turned out to be a scammer. At least that's what my uncle told me. Now, the last time we saw something this bearish, I don't remember, actually. We haven't seen that in any of these highs here. Not on our 2-day like this. This is the first time we're really seeing it. Also, remember, we have monthly divergences. Just confirmed in September, a double drive of monthly bearish divergence. All right? Daily time frame. Money flow crossing from the blue into the purple as we make a higher high. This is not a good sign, all right? This is a bearish sign. Now, if we include the wick in the price action, you could say, Jason, look, we've actually made a lower low, right? We've broken daily market structure. And okay, there's a good case for that, okay? But now let's talk about the bullish scenario, because I really think we could look at this both ways. And the reality of the situation is this, guys. The reality of the situation is this. As it stands right now, we have not seen, I know we've seen volatility, but if we sit back, especially if we ignore this wick, let's ignore the wick, which we know was, lots of liquidations and things that were causing that wick to happen so quick. If we put on a line chart, the line charts don't show wicks. All right, look at the Bitcoin price. Smack dab in the middle of the range at pretty fair value. I mean, literally, we are at the same price right now that we were in July. The same price that we were in August. The same price that we were in September. Wow. The price hasn't moved at all. But what we have done is we formed this big wick. Now let's talk about a bullish scenario here, because when we form this wick, look at market cipher B. Look at this, okay? There is the potential right now to print a massively huge bullish divergence, having done a very clean, smooth, nice liquidity grab of pretty much all the lows that we've had here going all the way back to July. This is a very nice liquidity grab. This is the kind of thing you want to see before a big pump. If you guys remember, when we longed this in the Casper Crew VIP Discord at jasoncaspertrading.com, where we give the trades in advance and let you know when we're taking them, like the juicy short trade that we made $20,000 from the exact top. When we longed this in the Casper Crew, we were waiting for lower. And I had entered with a small position size. I had entered with a small position size here, looking to add when we came lower. Because this low did not look so great here. This low did not look so great here, if you guys remember. Not only did the low not look so great, but we still had liquidity below us. And even just the way we came up here, we're like, right? This is what we would have wanted to see over here. So we saw it now. And now we're potentially forming these bullish divergences here, which could give us the fuel that we need to get another big push and actually get a proper breakout. Because again, I'm going to put back on the line chart. Okay, and then we're going to talk about exactly how I'm looking to trade this, because right now we're literally at fair price. This is the perfect place for us to be right now. This is the perfect place for us to be as traders, because regardless of whether more downside or more upside is in the future, this is going to allow us to find a good setup to take advantage of the next big move, right? But we put back on the line chart. Here we go, boom. And we just look at this, all right? This is our support resistance flip. Look at this, okay? All of this is basically if we could look at it, and we would not be wrong to say this, Jason, whoever you're talking to, is simply a breakout and a range above the previous range high to basically give us a little bit of consolidation before the next big move, right? As long as we're not closing the candles below this area, that's a very valid case to be made, okay? And I'm excited because here's the thing. I am heavily invested in altcoins, all right? Altcoins, alternative coins. They're not Bitcoin. They're alternative crypto coins, all right? I'm talking about Ethereum. I'm talking about Cardano. I'm talking about Avox. I'm talking about Matic and Solano, all right? That's what I'm talking about, man. And so, man, we need Bitcoin to hold this level for us to see a proper blow off altcoin top kind of thing. All right. Now, also, let's see this. I was looking at this earlier this morning. Total 3. Were we looking at total 3? No, we were looking at others. We were looking at others. But total 3, this is the top 3 without Bitcoin, also looking bullish. Let's look at others. Look at this, man. All right. This is quite interesting as well. Total market cap excluding the top 10. We've seen big liquidity grabs on this with massive bullish divergence as well. Very interesting. Could be setting us up for something really big, guys. All right. Now, again, I'm not trying to make predictions, but it really could be. I'm not trying to make predictions here because, as a trader, we have to remain objective. Okay. So, if we confirm the bull div, and again, that we're talking about the uneven butt cheek pattern here. We're talking about the juicy left cheek, the skinny right cheek on market cipher B, which we're already starting to see. In fact, it's more than just 2 cheeks here. I would consider this a potential tricheecular formation. A potential tricheecular formation. A tricheecular formation where you have 1, 2, 3 cheeks. The last time we saw a proper tricheecular was back in April, right around here. Right? We got a fake pump and then a big whoops. And we saw on market cipher B 1, 2, 3. The tricheecular formation. Tricheecular formations are very bullish, man. Okay? So, what do we need to see for more upside? Well, here's what we need to see. Let's take a look at all the volume that we traded here. Well, we want our first sign of strength is holding above $111,000. Why? Because right here I pulled up the fair value zone. The fair value zone going all the way back to July 8th. This is the range after the breakout of the previous year of price action. Holding above the value area low means that the market has decided, you know what? Bitcoin's fair value is between 112 and 120. Every time we come down here and the market's testing, is this actually a fair price of Bitcoin up at these levels? So far, 1, 2, 3 times the market has said yes. All right, that's actually a really good sign right here for more upside. What we really need to do if we want to see upside is we need to reclaim $117,000. $117,000, this is the high volume node of the range. This is as fair price can be. If we come above 117 and get a back test here at this historic support resistance flip, in my opinion, this would be a great place to be looking for an entry into a long trade to a new all-time high. And I really think this time we're going to see big follow-through. I don't think we're going to get another fake out if we go for these highs again. I think we're going to come up to 130 to potentially 140-ish $1,000. We could see something like this happen. Why are we looking at these potential levels? Because these are the next big you know, the next big Fibonacci extension levels are going to be those. All right, the next big Fibonacci extension levels are going to be those. And how do we obtain those levels? Quite simply, we put on a Fibonacci trend-based extension. We go to the weekly time frame. We take it from the bear market bottom in 2019, right, to the bull market top in 2021, to the bear market bottom in 2022. And we can see that our next Fibonacci levels are going to be, number one, the 1.786 up here at 130,000. All right. Now, just to remind you guys, where did we top out at recently after the break of the year long range? Oh, the 1.618 Fibonacci has literally been our resistance now since July 8th. Oh, wow. Those fib levels, they're respected, right? So the next time we break out of here, we're going to get sucked up to the 1.786 at 130K, potentially our 2-to-1 Fibonacci extension at around $145. So right now, what are we looking at? We're looking at the potential right here, understanding that if we actually print and confirm a green dot on the market cipher B daily time frame right here, that really, oh man, and the VWAP is looking nice too. The VWAP, I mean the RSI. The daily RSI is looking really good for a move to the upside from here, man. When these RSIs are touching each other, all right? When they touch, baby, when they touch, something synergistic happens, all right? When they touch, something synergistic happens. Look what happens when they touch at the top, all right? They touch at the top, boom. Now they're touching at the bottom, all right? Man, just back test the touches. Look at, they touch at the top. That was the top, all right? Look, they touched right here. That was the local top. Oh my goodness. You know? It's very rare that the daily RSIs touch at the bottom. They touch at the bottom down here. You know? Bottom, kind, basically in. Right? I mean, if we're talking swing trade, you know, if you're just going by the RSIs only, and I'm not recommending this because it's not good for risk management, you're pretty much, I can't say you're guaranteed, but going based off the RSI touches, price is eventually probably going to go in your favor, honestly. The RSIs, when they touch, man, there's something synergistic that happens. All right? You know? We've got a lot of things here pointing to more upside. So we print that green dot in the daily. The RSIs be touching. We got a breakout, a back test. Boom. Could be really, really nice. Man, would that not be nice? Would that not be nice? All right? That could be nice. Now, a few other things we need to keep in mind here is this. We also have a CME gap above us at 117,000. All right, let's go ahead and put on our CME gap indicator. And you can see that it's coming in, it's touching the 618 Fibonacci. All right, the RSIs are not the only things touching here. We've also got the CME gap right here at 117K. Most of the time, these gaps do fill. Very, very interesting stuff. Okay, 117,000 is super, super key. If we come up here and we get a rejection, not really the best look. But if we come up here and we get a reclaim, that is very bullish, in my opinion. Something else we need to consider here is you can never trust a wick like this, where every single exchange has a different low. For example, Coinbase only came down to 107. All right. Bybit came down to 102. KCEX came down to basically 101.7. Isn't that crazy? So you can't really trust when all these wicks are different like that. Okay. So what does that mean? Well, means one of two things in my opinion. For a bullish scenario, what we want to see is we want to see the markets together decide on what the actual support is supposed to be. So what could that look like? Well, it might have already happened with the back test of 112, right? Basically, where the Friday candle closed at 113, Saturday's candle back test 112, right? But I don't think that's it because it happened over a weekend. Could be it. But if we see the price come back down again to back test, let's say 110, 112, and all the exchanges together decide, okay, this is support, then we could say, all right, this is really nice because now, without some crazy capitulation liquidation wick, we're seeing that this trend line is being respected and that this wick exists, which is giving us very bullish divergences, and that would look really nice. The second way it could happen is we do actually see the wick get filled, right? So we could see price come back down basically to test these levels again, maybe even making a lower low, and then the whole market together, all the exchanges together are like, okay, yeah, we came back to test those wicks, and maybe all the exchanges don't fill the wicks. I'd be watching the Coinbase wick mostly, guys. I'd be mostly watching that Coinbase wick because in my opinion, Coinbase here, this is the spot. This is what should have happened, right? This is really what should have happened. The only reason we saw, $4,000 or $5,000 drop more on other exchanges is because of the liquidations that were happening and pushing the price down artificially. But you could see like spot Bitcoin on Coinbase just came down to do exactly what you would want the price to do, which is take the lows, get that stop hunt, form a nice bullish divergence, and then close back above the range, right? So if Coinbase establishes again this low, and the other exchanges are also testing the 107, 108 zone as a low, man, that would be really nice. Something of interest is this. Even though we got this wick, it's very technical, even on Bybit. Bybit don't play around. Look at how it came down literally to the value area low. Let's adjust this a little bit. Basically, we're touching the value area low of the previous range, right? Very interesting. Also, let's take this. I could have sworn we had another confluence there. Yeah, look at that, the value area high of this previous range. It's as if the Bitcoin price did what we were waiting for it to do back at the end of August, right? It's as if the Bitcoin price finally did what we were waiting for it to do in the end of August, a proper backtest. This was not quite a proper backtest of the previous range value area, right? What we have done is we have the market, even in a capitulation event like this, has said, do we want Bitcoin to be at a fair price in where it was previously considered a fair price between these two areas? And I'd say that's a big no. I'd say that's a big no. So right now for me, so long as we are holding above 112, man, I think especially if this green dot confirms, we could see one last big push, which would line up very nicely with our idea that these next few months, Q4 of the fourth year of the bull run, could give us a big, nice blow off top. If, however, we come back down again, and especially if we are coming below 105, we could see much more downside on Bitcoin. And like I said, things are about to get crazy. Things are about to get crazy because, look, this is the make it or break it zone, man. 117,000, value area high, POC. We reclaim this and these bullish signs confirm, rocket ship. We cannot reclaim 117. This is our first sign of bearishness, and these bearish divergences could take us down like literally to 90K, all right? Or at least to 97K where we have the POC of the range first, all right? So things are about to get crazy no matter what. We're either about to see a massive pump that will melt faces, or after some consolidation, because I don't think it's going to happen. It's definitely not going to happen this week, I don't think. After some consolidation, we see another big leg to the downside, okay? So now that we're here, let's zoom in. And by the way, guys, here's the thing. You guys want to learn how to trade? You want to learn how to catch the juicy entries? You want to learn how to come to the chart every day with a plan and know when to take the trade? Letting the Casper Crew VIP Discord know when you're taking the dang trade at jasoncaspertrading.com? Here's what you can do. All you have to do is buy my free course. That's right, it's free. go to my YouTube channel, go to videos or playlists. I have 18 sessions here, completely free trading course. All right, like completely free, teaching you everything that you got to know. All right, check it out. Check it out, check it out, check it out. It's free. All right. Yeah, you gotta check it out. It's free. Check it out. It's free. Also, guys, if you want to trade Bitcoin and altcoins, right now, KCEX is literally offering the best deal I've ever seen in my life, period. I'm not even kidding. 0% limit order, 0.01% market order, 0% withdrawal fees on spot. You withdraw your money with no fees. Plus, they're offering to give away up to a $21,000 bonus, 10% deposit bonus, and all these other prizes, man. Crazy stuff. All right, KCEX, link in the pinned comment. Also, I'm trading on BLOFIN and WEEX. Some other good exchanges out there. All right. So, getting back to the Bitcoin price here. All right. Getting back to the Bitcoin price right here, right now. This is our local range. Whoops, hang on. When you're logged in from like an iPad, an iPhone, and multiple computers, it's always tripping out your dang thing. All right. This is our local range here. Very locally. What two trades would I be looking for right now? In the event of a drop, we are looking to take the lows from Sunday, and we are looking to bounce from the value area low. All right. Technically, we'd put our stop underneath these lows here. All right. Something like this. And we're targeting, our first target would have to be 117 at the POC, because that's key resistance. But we understand this could be a trade that could take us to new all-time highs. This could be a trade that takes us up to 130,000 at least, right? So the way I would play this is a TP1 at around 117. That's going to be about a 3-to-1 risk reward, right? Take out 2/3 of the trade. You've just risked 1% to make 2%, and then you let the rest run to 130, 140, and now you're making another 3-4% on your account, right? You're basically making 5-6%, risking 1% on this potential Bitcoin trade right here. All right. The other opportunity right now in a more bearish scenario is this. We come up to $117,000 where we have multiple areas of resistance, right? And we say, you know what? This could potentially take us down to fill the wick, right? But really, what we'd have to do is we would, depending on your entry and your risk to reward, it would be good to look for a back test of around 112, right? As a TP1. It might not be worth it for you depending on how good of an entry you have. But really, we are saying, look, there is a chance that we see much more of downside, potentially coming down to around sub 100K, which means this could be our short, right? So really, because we're in the middle of the range here, we understand that the two areas to be looking for our trade are going to be, number one, coming back down to around 112, looking for potentially new all-time highs, right? Or a rejection from around 117, looking for us to lose $100,000. Again, why am I saying we're going to lose $100,000 if we reject from 117? Guys, the reason is this, okay? It's a very technical reason. We are below the value area high of the range. If we lose the value area high of the range, and then we back test it as resistance, we look for the point of control of the range, which is $96,000, and this liquidity from June. All right. We have had multiple drive of bearish divergence as we try to break out a value area high, going all the way back to July 8th. So a back test of 117, which is once again this value area high, and a rejection, the next most probable target is going to be down around here. All right. This is our historic support resistance flip. All right. Now, why, if we bounce from 112, are we looking for 130? Because it's our Fibonacci extension target, and because we know that if we reclaim $117,000, that would look very, very, very bullish on the chart for reason number one, the fact that price could not be held below this level. Reason number two, we will have extremely bullish divergences on our chart as we reclaim 117. right? Those are the two main levels as we're in the middle of our range right now to be looking for the next move. Are there other levels? Yes. All right, in the Casper Crew VIP Discord this morning, I went over all of them. And if I take a trade, I try my best to let my community know. Like the short trade that we took from the high, like the long trade that we took even on the way down. We made money taking some long trades, right? We took a long trade from down here at 120. We traded this move to the upside, all right? Made money on it. Closed in profit, right? Let my community know, taking along. So, if you're in the Casper Crew, you know, if I'm taking trades, I will let you guys know. But as of right now, those are the main zones I'm looking for. All right, the main zones. This is pretty interesting right now. This is a very interesting place to be on Bitcoin. Let's see who we have in the chat right now. Let's see who we got in the chat. Major shout out to our super chat. P Kangaroo, what is going on, bro? It's been a while, man. God bless you, P Kangaroo. God bless you, P Kangaroo. Shout out to Rectful GG. If the top is in, where should the price go according to the fib levels? If the top is in, oh my goodness, guys, hang on to your trousers, okay? Get your dang Depends ready. I've got mine right here. All right. Why do I wear Depends? Number one, all us traders know, you could be looking at the chart all day, but the moment you get up to P, you miss your trade. 23 hours you stood there holding your P. Price doesn't move at all. No volume, no volatility. As soon as you P, massive wick to 101.8, right? Insane. So, to avoid having to pee, you wear your diapers. Now, what's another word for peeing? Liquidation. If you wear your adult diapers, you won't get liquidated because they have maximum absorbency. Now, this guy always has a plan. He uses a responsible stop loss. A man doesn't walk around with that kind of smile and his hand on his hip unless he knows he has a plan and a responsible stop loss. He's not going to get wrecked no matter what. Now, hold on to your adult diapers, as I said, because here's the deal, guys, okay? Every single bull bear cycle, could it be different? I want to preface it by saying, could it be different this time? Yes. Could be. But we've had 4 Bitcoin cycles so far. All right? 4 Bitcoin cycles. Every single one, the bear market ends in between the 786 and the 886 fib from that previous cycle low to the cycle high. Every single time. Happened in 2012, 2015, 2019, 2022. So, what do we expect? Well, if the top is in now, let's just say the top is in now. We're looking at around $40,000 Bitcoin. That's what we're looking at. 40K. About $40,000 Bitcoin. Isn't that crazy? Is that crazy? Is that crazy? Is it? Let's see. From the all-time high to 40K, that's only a 68% correction. We might dip a little bit below, right? Historically speaking, we get a 70% pullback, give or take. That's going to put us under 40K, all right? 40K sound unbelievable? Let me tell you. When Bitcoin was at $70,000, 15K sounded unbelievable. But it happened. 77% pullback. And let me tell you, when we were at $20,000, 3K sounded unbelievable. Trust me, I was here through all these dumps. All right? That was 84%. All right? It always sounds unbelievable. And then we're there. And then we're there. It's amazing how volatile the Bitcoin swings can be. And every single time people say, this time is different. And you know what? One of these days, they're going to be right. Right? Someday, this time is different, people are going to be right. All right? Even a broken clock is right twice a day. Eventually, this time is different people will be right. Maybe they're right now. Maybe BlackRock and the government and all this, maybe we won't have a 70% swing. Maybe Bitcoin now is going to trade like the S&P 500, where we just get little pullbacks and we just continue kind of up forever like SPX, right? I don't know. It could be. But so far, there's a 100% probability based on historical data. Based only on historical data, there's 100% probability here. 4 out of 4 that we come back to below 40K and then get another run up. Probably this time I'd say around 200-ish or more. Let's actually, curiosity. Yeah, that seems about right. Like a $250,000 Bitcoin in 2029. I would assume we have like a $500,000 Bitcoin within the next 10 years, right? $250,000 Bitcoin in 2029, that does not seem far-fetched at all, because, you know, from 15K to our top right now has been 785%. From under 40K to 250, whoops, under 40K to 250, we're talking about 500%. That seems absolutely plausible. You know, that seems absolutely plausible. Pretty interesting. Oh, I'm so curious right now. I know everyone's probably bored right now, but I'm just so curious. If the 4-year cycle continues, all right, if it continues to continue, I'm just curious to see, like, we could see 40K, we could see 250,000, we could see around 85K, finding support at 85K. And if we find support at 85K, then a $500,000 Bitcoin is only 500% away. Man, it would be so easy for us to see a $500,000 Bitcoin if this cycle of the 786, 886 bounce continues. We would see that if we hit the all-time high in 2029 and then 2030, 31, like 2033, we could see a $500,000 Bitcoin. 2033. That's not so far away, man. Isn't it crazy? 2030 is so close. 5 years away. So yeah, 500,000 in 8 years. $500,000 Bitcoin in 8 years, man. How old will I be? Let's see, I'm 35. I will be 43. Sheesh. All right. Okay. I will be 43. Sheesh. I'll be old. Old as ketchup. Old as ketchup. I'll be old as ketchup. Guys, make sure to smash the likes. We got 1,000 people in the house. We have 33. So we have 333 likes. Let's see if we can't smash up the likes to the watchers. All right. It's not Bitcoin that will go up. It's the value of the USD that will go down. Both, right? Both, for sure. Both, for sure. I mean, the Bitcoin price is going up much faster than the price of the dollar is going down, to be honest with you. Because in the last 5 years, you know, the price of the dollar has basically, its purchasing power been cut in half. Well, in the last 5 years, Bitcoin has gone up 3,000%. So the value of the dollar has gone down, basically, it's lost 50% of its purchasing power in 5 years. Well, Bitcoin's gone up 3,000%. So it's both happening at the same time. But so far, I mean, Bitcoin is the best performing asset in all of history. It's insane to think about the fact that, man, you know, we are talking about a 21 billion%. That's insane, bro. A 21 billion%. It's so funny because these numbers are literally meaningless, right? It's just like the national debt. It's literally meaningless to be in so much debt, right? It's meaningless. These numbers are meaningless. 21 billion% since 2009. All right, so we're talking, let's round it up to 20 years. All right, we're 4 years away. 16 years. 16 years. 21 billion%. That's insane, man. That is just mind-blowing. If only we had gotten into Bitcoin back then, guys. If only we had gotten into Bitcoin back then. Can you imagine? If you just put $100, just 100 measly bucks in 2009. My grandfather gave me a $1,000 check for my high school graduation in 2009. And do you know what I did with that? I spent it mostly on weed and fast food, man. Sorry, Grandpa. He was hoping I'd be responsible with it. Got me a lot of things that were bad for my health. I could have just put that $1,000 into Bitcoin. Oh my goodness. But, you know, coulda, shoulda, woulda. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Oh my goodness. It wasn't even good weed, man. You know how it is. You buy a dime bag, By the time it gets to you, everyone takes a little bit out, probably like just a nickel bag, you know? Shout out to the Contrary Trader, New Earth Guardian. Shout out to Lightbot. We'll be 43, year young, yeah. There's almost no coins to be mined. Won't people move money into Bitcoin? Probably. One person buying pizza pay Bitcoin? Yeah. Yeah. You know, I feel like an old man saying that youth is wasted on the young right now, because if somebody gave me $1,000 now, the last thing I would ever do with it is buy weed and fast food. First of all, I don't smoke weed, and second of all, I don't eat fast food, and I have no desire to do either of those things. So, man, youth is wasted on the young, guys. I'm telling you. Let's take a look at Ethereum. All right. Let's take a look at Ethereum. So, ETH, just like Bitcoin, we'll start on the monthly chart, okay? So, there's good and bad here. We'll start with the bad. We'll start with the bad on ETH. All right, just like we did on Bitcoin. We'll start with the bad. We'll go to the good, all right? Start with the bad, we go to the good. The bad on ETH, guys, is that we have indeed seen basically this is not a swing failure. This is basically kind of like a slow swing, a failed auction, right? We close the monthly candle above. We close the second monthly candle above. If we don't close the October candle above $4,000, that's going to look really bad. Now, we wicked all the way down to basically almost touch the high volume node of this bull market range here. We just front ran it by a few bucks. All right, we'll talk about this when we talk about our bullish case, but so far, if we look at this higher high that we've made, and we look at this bearish divergence that's forming here on the monthly, we could say, if we close the candle below $4,000, and especially if we start to see red dots confirming, it's already confirmed on the 2-week, guys. Like, it's really not good. Like, the rest of October is super key. We don't want to see ETH losing $4,000, because that will look really, 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 really weak. Where basically, we make a double top, basically just wick out the previous all-time high, and then close below the most important resistance that we've had since over a year. All right, a year and a half, $4,000 has been a very key level. Not going to be a good look for ETH, okay? Not going to be a good look. That is the bearish scenario. There's a bullish scenario here, which is this. You know, the bullish scenario is we're holding key support here, okay? Look at the wick on the 2-week candle. We're holding key support. And so if we can now close the monthly candle above $4,000, then on these high time frames, you know, we're still holding above key support, right? We haven't seen any kind of close below. Again, if we go to a line chart, let's go to a line chart, all right, where there's no wicks. Look at this line chart. A breakout and a hold above, okay? So we ignore the wicks, we take out the noise. So far, everything is still gravy. It's all gravy. All right, we love gravy. Why? Well, salt and fat mixed together. Very palatable, very good. Put a little sugar in there. Sugar, salt, and fat mixed together. Very palatable, very good. All right, that's why I call the line chart the gravy chart. All right, simple carbs, fat, and salt. All right, now here's the problem. It's very palatable, but it could lead to, you know, heart disease, basically, which is trading term for loss of support and a dump, all right? Now, I would say this. Holding above $4,000, very bullish for Bitcoin. I'm sorry, for ETH. And so let's zoom into a lower time frame. And I do believe we could see $5,500 ETH if we're holding above $4,000. And again, it's the same reason as Bitcoin. It's because we will have the breakout of the triangle. Hang on, let's get this right. The breakout in the back test of the triangle. Look at this back test now in hindsight. Imagine closing this monthly candle above the level. That is going to be such a bullish looking wick. Man, that will be a bullish looking wick. Again, this diagonal trend line here, guys, this diagonal trend line that we wicked through like that, this diagonal trend line is going all the way back to the previous cycle all-time high. This is going to look very bullish. This will look like a big bull flag. This will look like a big impulse, a nice bull flag with a fake out, and then boom. All right, man, nice. Very similar to what happened over here, right? Big impulse, bull flag, fake out, bam. Okay. And then our next Fibonacci extension level is going to be, we take it from the trend-based Fib extension from 2019 to the 2021 all-time high to our bear market all-time high. And you can see that our next two main targets are going to be, number one, 5,500 one-to-one Fibonacci extension. All right, then we have the 6,800 1.272, but then the 1.618 around 8,500. And then a moonshot would be around 10K at the 2-to-1 Fibonacci extension. Now, I think that these could be, you know, plausible targets for a number of reasons. We have to remember that this thing here, right, this giant triangle that we're in, is technically a giant bull flag, right? Like, I mean, if we take a trend line from the low to the high, and then we take it and we move it from the breakout of this, what do you know? What do you know? We come up right to our Fibonacci 1.618 extension, the technical target of this bull flag, this whole big giant 4-year bull pennant is going to be that key Fibonacci target, 8,005. Could we see it happen? It really depends on what happens with this monthly candle, guys. Like, we can't be losing $4,000 ETH. Holding above $4,000 ETH, objectively speaking, does look nice. And it's just like Bitcoin, when we go to the daily time frame, look at the bullish divergences here, right? This is what we need for one last big push. Price makes a much lower low, momentum making a much higher low. 2-day time frame. Look at this. 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 All right? Look at this. Man. Talk about juice. All right? This is what we need for one last big push. And of course, look, I'm still of the opinion that the bear market is coming soon, within the next few months. But we get a nice bull div. This is enough to give us that one last big power push. And that's going to be the divergence of the beginning of the bear market. All right? That's how I'm looking at this. Okay? We don't want to lose $4,000 Ethereum. We do not. So let's clear off the chart again. Let's look at our local range here. Okay? Local volume profile. We are trying to get back inside value area low right now. 4,200, very key. Can we close a daily candle above 4,200? Let's pull this back a little bit farther here. Okay, so you know what? I'd say that this looks pretty nice. And our next local resistance on ETH. Let's find our next local resistance here on ETH, like we did for Bitcoin at 117. From the high to the low, put on our Fibonacci 618. It's going to be right around 4,004. 4,003 to 4,004. All right. Again, we reclaim this. Very likely, very, very likely that we squeeze these lower highs. All right. Very likely. Once the majority of the volume is below us, we get a breakout and back test. Very likely we squeeze. All right. We reject from here. Unfortunately, not a good look at all. We have bearish market structure. We could expect to come back to that $3,300 level first. We lose $3,300. Again, I'm not predicting anything. I'm just, the truth is, we have ourselves what has been clearly defined as fair price for the past 4 years, okay? This is not sensationalism. The reality is, if we lose $3,300, we are coming back down inside of the range that we've been trading for 4 years. That's not a good look. We are also losing the high volume node of the bull market range, which means our next target would be $2,500 ETH. Then we'd be looking at an $2,500 ETH, and then we'd be looking down towards, $1,500 again. Sadly. And it's weird because I know these prices seem so far away, but remember, they're not. I mean, we were seeing a $1,500 ETH just in the springtime. I remember it like yesterday, right? It's weird how quick these prices move, right? But we don't have to worry about that until we lose 4,000. I just want to show you how key of a level it is that we bounced from here, all right? This is the 4-year value area high, and this is the January 2024. This is the almost 2-year point of control. So these are multi-year levels here. This is super key. This is either going to be the most bullish thing that we've seen for ETH in the last few months, or this is the beginning of the end, right? And I do have to say, you could make a case for both right now, based on the chart. There are many bearish signs here, but there are also local bullish signs. With all of these bounces, all of these wicks, what we need to see right now is we need to see a holding of key resistance as support on all these assets, and we need to see these bullish divergences confirm on the daily and the 2-day, right? If they don't confirm, we could see more downside, right? This 2-day market cipher B, it has the potential to give us the bullish divergence here. But we need to see the yellow oscillator cross the zero line, and we need to see the waves cross. There is plenty of room for the downside here, okay? Don't get me wrong. That is what we need to see, okay? That is what we need to see. And so how do we approach this as a trader, okay? Because understanding that price could do anything doesn't help you as a trader. How do we approach this as a trader? Well, remember what we just did for Bitcoin. We said we're back in the middle of the range, and we know key resistance locally, we know key support locally. So what you do is you make a plan to short key resistance if you see certain bearish signs, or long key support if you see bullish signs. That way you are ahead of the big move, right? And if this is something you want to learn how to do, check out my YouTube channel. I have an 18-session free course. All right, if you want help along the way, check out the Casper Crew VIP Discord, where every single day myself and 3 other instructors are giving you our trading plans. By the way, both of these trades given right here and right here were plans given in advance. I told the community when I took the short trade, which, by the way, was from the exact high. I told the community when I took the long trade. And yeah, I made money on that long trade because I hit a TP1 and then stopped out in profit. Right? JasonCasperTrading.com, best community in the world. And now that we're heading into the winter time, guys, I'm going to be trading a lot more. Typically, I'm swing trading Bitcoin. Now I'm going to be day trading Bitcoin, altcoins. Farm time is over. All right, the winter, the farm is frozen. We've harvested all our crops. All I got to do is clean up, get the gardens ready for next year. You know, pull out all the dead plants, roll back the landscape fabric, put in some compost from the chickens, plant my garlic, and then I'm good until like April. And we're going to be trading, we're going to be in the Casper Crew trading these altcoins, trading these Bitcoins, trading all these coins, baby, if you know what I mean. All right. Also, I have to remind you guys that KCEX is the best deal on fees. Literally, amazing. I can't believe it. 0% withdrawal fees. Also, KCEX is offering up to $21,000 in prizes, 10% bonus. Amazing. All right. Also, guys, if you know how to trade, but you don't have any capital, I'm partnered with Klein Funding. It's a crypto prop firm that runs on Bybit. You don't have to KYC in order to use it, all right? But you can get a funded account with a 25% discount. You can trade a $200,000 account for less than $500, all right? Talking $400 something to trade a $200,000 account. If you pass the test, if you don't want to pass the test, we have the Instant Pro funded accounts, $50,000 account. For about $1,000, you can start trading today. All right, links in the pinned comment and description. Make sure to check it out. All right. Okay, ETH right now, actually as we speak, is getting a reclaim of this more macro value area high. All right, let's check out the Bitcoin price here. She's just doing nothing. All right, she is literally just doing nothing here. She's doing nothing, man. She's doing nothing. Shout out to Aaron G in the chat. What's going on, bro? God bless you, my man. Is there any risk for doing these client fundings? Yeah, I mean, if you blow your account, you lose your account. But you only lose the amount of money you paid. So that's why if you know how to trade, but you don't have capital, then you do that. You know? By the way, guys, we are doing some giveaways right now in the Discord. Now, I did say if this can get 100 retweets, that will give away 250 bucks. Let's see. We didn't quite get 100 retweets. Guys, make sure to go retweet the stream on X. All right. If we get 100 retweets during this stream, we'll give away $250. Also, guys, in the Casper Crew Discord, the free and the premium Discord, all right, we have these things called eggs, which are redeemable for cash prizes, where you can win hundreds of dollars a month by participating in these live streams that you're watching right now. All right, so in the Casper Crew, of course, VIPs get more eggs than non-VIPs, but non-VIPs can still get the prizes. All right, we've got ourselves the egg rewards section, where you can get these eggs and you can win these prizes. All right, shout out to Stone Axe, who won $50. Shout out to It's Your Dad, who won $100. Shout out to Wayne Mack, who won $200. These eggs are your keys to cash prizes, free VIP memberships, and more. The way you do it is join the Discord, free or paid. Go to quests. All right. Now, right now, if you click this claim button in my Discord and type in the word cheese, you will get some eggs that are redeemable for cash prizes. All right. I've been awarded 5 eggs. VIPs get 5 eggs. Non-VIPs get 1 egg. All right. Check it out. Link to the free Discord is in the description, I think. If not, let me create a new invite link right now. You know, let's do a new invite link right now. Let's see. Never give up. No limit. All right. We'll go ahead and post this in the chat. All right. We'll go ahead and post that in the chat. All right, go ahead. I'm going to post this in the chat. Go ahead and sign up to the free Discord. If you want to join the VIP Discord, you can go to jasoncaspertrading.com. All right, shout out to Splashfire. Shout out to Chasing Elizabeth. How much percentage does Klein funding take from profits? You can set up a custom plan. You can set up a custom plan. The more that they take, the less that you pay to have the account. All right. Annie Booster, is there any risk for doing the Klein funding? Oh yeah, I already answered that. Shout out to John Ploney. Shout out to Getchy. Jay, did you add some to your alt bag during the crash? Nope. Nope. The only thing I did during the crash, guys, was take this long trade here. That's the only thing I did. We bounced right from the yearly open. Is that for ETH? The contrary trader says, bro, if you think this was Trump's tweet, then you're retail. The market makers are planning to leverage flush. One big fake out, narrative just excuse for flush. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I agree with that 100%. I agree with that 100%. I mean, that's why, you know, I'm a purely technical trader and not a fundamental trader at all. You know? I mean, that's why I shorted the exact top, right? Was planning for it. Planning for it. It's just, you know, it's the trade to look for. Like, the market moves are not random. They're the trades to look for. Then in hindsight, everyone's like, oh, how did Bitcoin crash? Well, you should be looking for a short from the top of the range, and you should be looking for a move down toward the bottom of the range as your final target. That's exactly what happened. All right. Yeah, we had some capitulation on the leverage exchanges, but on the spot exchanges like Coinbase, literally exactly what happened was we took the high of the range, we came down, and we came to the bottom of the range. I mean, it's pretty perfect, right? Yeah, and then the tweet stuff. The one thing I would say is that definitely Trump's tweet can facilitate the move. That's for sure. Okay, I'm not saying fundamentals don't facilitate the technicals, but the technicals did say we were in for a move down from this high. And the fundamentals, I think, facilitated that move all the way down, right? And there is some weird stuff going on where you're seeing these whales opening up, you know, hundreds of millions of dollars in short positions, literally seconds before bearish tweets happen. And we know that tweets have the potential to facilitate the technicals. We've seen it with Elon Musk Back last market cycle, we've seen it with, you know, he tweeted hashtag Bitcoin, and Bitcoin pumps way up. Well, guess what? I was already long on that. I remember, I think that was, CryptoFace made $1 million live, I think, because of that. He was already long because of that, but we didn't know Elon Musk was going to tweet, but the tweet facilitated the move, right? So, but the technicals said we were going to get the move, you know? So yeah, I agree to a certain extent. I'm a purely technical trader, but I'm not going to say that the technicals don't facilitate the moves, right? That's kind of my view. I'd say technicals first, fundamentals facilitate. People who trade fundamentals, in my opinion, are late to the party, right? They're late to the party. Yeah, I'm dropping egg codes, baby. The egg code is cheese, you know? The egg code is cheese. Okay. All right, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, click the bell for notificaciones. Let's see here. Do I think the ETH move will foreshadow the pump? I do think it could. You know, but I've kind of already gone through that and my views on what I think will happen here. We love cheese. Who doesn't love cheese, honestly? I'm curious, what did you guys say in the poll? Is the bull market over? 25% say yes. 51%, one more huge pump to all-time high, then dump. 25%, no bear market 2026. Interesting. Very interesting. Very eclectic. Very eclectic. Very different views here across the board. Let's see. Man, we're so close to the $250 giveaway. All right, guys, I've got to pee. All right, I've got to pee. I don't have a pee jug around here. I'm not wearing my Depends, okay? I will be right back. All right, watch the chart for me. Watch the chart for me. All right, I'll be right back. Boom, baby. We are back in action. We are back in action. Shout out to Divine Hood in the chat. Guys, make sure to check out Divine Hood on YouTube. Shout out to Prod by It02. This is not live, but AI. You're right. You're right. Just pee in a bottle. I don't have a bottle next to me. I usually do. I usually do. But I don't today. I don't today. I don't today. Is he frozen or is that just how he pees? It's hard to tell sometimes, honestly. It really is hard to tell sometimes. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's that? What's that noise in the background? What is that noise in the background? What is that noise in the background? You guys hear that? You guys hear that noise in the background? You hear it? What is that? What is that noise? You guys hear it? Whoa. I think Bitcoin's about to get a little bit of a pump. Let's go! I think we're about to get a little bit of a pump on Bitcoin. Yeah! Yo! Let's go! Let's see what happens. We're gonna dump, no we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, no we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, no we're gonna pop. Pop the Bitcoin, baby, let's go. We're gonna dump, no we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, no we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, no we're gonna pop. Pop the Bitcoin, baby, let's go. Here we go, it's working. Let's go. 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 Here we go, baby. Look, it's working. We got a green candle on the chart. We're gonna dump, no we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, no we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, no we're gonna pop. Pop the Bitcoin, baby, let's go. We're gonna dump. We're gonna dump. We're gonna dump, no we're gonna pop. Pop the Bitcoin, baby, let's go. All right, we're getting a red candle on the chart. It's okay, stay calm. We're just gonna grab the lows and then pump, I think, you know? Let's see. It's not over until the fat lady sings. And I don't think I'm a fat lady, and I don't consider this singing either, alright? But we're long, baby. Where's the stop loss? Where's the stop loss? There is no stop loss! There's no stop loss, baby! Here we go. It's working, right? We're gonna dump, no we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, no we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, no we're gonna pop. Pop the Bitcoin, baby, let's go. We're gonna dump, no we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, no we're gonna pop. We're gonna dump, no we're gonna pop. Pop the Bitcoin, baby, let's go. Yeah, yeah. We're pumping Bitcoin, baby. Yeah, we're pumping Bitcoin, baby. Yeah, we're pumping Bitcoin. Yeah, we're pumping Bitcoin. Yeah, we're gonna dump, no we're gonna pump. Yeah, we're gonna dump, no we're gonna pump right now. All right. Let's see if we can reclaim the blue line. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Let's see. I don't think it's going to work, to be honest with you. It's a good thing we're still short, right? It's a good thing we're still short. Man, it's a good thing we're still short. Let's see. Let's see what happens here. Uh-oh. We're dumping, baby. I don't think we're gonna pump. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is scary stuff. This is scary stuff. It's a good thing we're in our short trade, huh? Yeah. Here we go. Bitcoin about to dump. And don't you know this is such scary stuff? Hey yo, Jay, I thought you had enough. Looking so weak, bro, I thought you were tough. Coming back to KCEX just to see what Bitcoin gonna do next. Cause you know we got the candle turning purple, then they turning blue. The Bitcoin price about to show you what she is about to do. Then we rock it to the tippy top it, then we drop it. We don't stop till the next golden pock. You know that we're coming to the drop, like the purple candles coming down just to hit the spot. Take the liquidity right down below. They wreck your stop loss, listen to my flow. Then they come up like a volcano goes blow. Then they come into the stop, better look out below. Got the short trade given in advance, like some fire ants crawling in your pants. Next thing you know, they're crawling up the butthole. Hurts so bad, it makes you say, oh no. But you know the trade setup given in advance in the Casper crew. You can click the link, you can join it too. JasonCasperTrading.com. Listen to the bars in my head, stay calm. You know we never get angry when we're taking all the trades. People in the market starting to get in pain, cause you know we're only serious, we don't play. Coming to the charts just to take the good trades. So serious, I don't do it other ways. So hungry, eating fruit straight up from the trays. Outside in the garden, digging with the spades. Jason Casper so hungry, man, he never played. Got the short set up. Bitcoin price, coffee in the cup. Next thing I know, I said I have enough. Gotta get off the treadmill, looking at my stuff. Yeah, got the nice glasses on my face. Jason Casper looking like a big disgrace. Cause you know, back in college, I was trying to study to get some knowledge. And don't you know that the price action looking muddy, just like transient carbon binary emission gender studies. Back in college, that's what I learned. Trading Bitcoin, don't get burned. Don't you know I had to change my ways? Jason Casper can't be looking like this gay. So I sat in the bathroom with a sock in my head. Amish kid beard, look like this instead. Got the glassy eyes, keep your eyes on the prize. Got the blue candles like the price starts to fly. Sock on the head cuts off circulation. Bitcoin price bringing me frustration. Cause I tried to pump it up with the pump song. Then they dumped it back down, cutting off my long. But don't you know I'm in a short? A for Bullish, baby, bout to get hort. Got the green line, looking so fine, like a key lime pie. On the chart, girl, you know I wanna make you mine. Take you out to Olive Garden for some nice wine. We could have some pasta, have a great time. Don't you know, speaking of pasta, your boy Jay Casper is a Rasta. Yeah, now we rapping like Jamaican accent. Bitcoin price about to get you soul bent. Here we go like this. Had to leave the chart just to take a piece. Take a look around, look at all the me's. Oh my goodness, you are looking like this, Jay. Yo, we're chilling in the house, taking along from the Bitcoin bounce. And oh snap, baby, let me take a peek to see if Market Cypher B has any uneven butt cheeks. Big on the left side, nice and juicy. Skinny on the right to round out the booty. I don't even know if y'all can spot it, but we're about to pump up to the next golden pocket. Can you top it? From the top to the bottom. Bitcoin price, can you spot them? Got the 618 and the 65. Bitcoin about to pump just to stay alive. Oh snap, got the bearish divergent. Bitcoin is looking so emergent. Next thing I know, we're with the detergent. Washing dishes in the sink, you know it doesn't hurt it. Cause we know we stay clean. Jason Casper in the house, know what I mean? Yeah, about to put the horizontal ray on the chart. Coming serious, you know we don't play. Yeah. Oh my goodness, the British rap. These are some long beats, honestly. Man, look. This is the beginning of a new era, all right? What I mean by that is this. Afternoon streams are back. The pump song is back. The freestyles are back. Let's see, did we get our retweets? Did we get our retweets? Crap. Crap! We didn't get it, guys. I am so sorry. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. But I have to go. Because I'm on kid duty in 6 minutes. And I have to eat some food before then. I love you guys. God bless. Make sure to like, subscribe, click the bell. I'll be back. Peace.